Hi, my name's Natalie Perry, and also known as Pastor Natalie. I want to talk to you today about something very, very important. I attempted, for those of you who had tuned in, I kept getting a low signal sign, so I know that was the enemy. It's rare for me to ever have what they call a bad connection or low connection. I don't usually have one, but this message today is very important to reach the hearts of people, not just Christians, everybody. So please, after this message is done, I'm not gonna be long. Please share this, and I mean that with all my heart. I'm going to be soliciting support and everything for a nonprofit that God told me to begin to initiate out here in Las Vegas. Okay, so again, I'm going to talk to you today about being homeless in Las Vegas. Okay, I'm going to talk to you about the plans that God has given me and just share a few stats with you that I found online. And these were some what I consider reliable sources. One is called the Las Vegas Review Journal, which is a media, newspaper. It's a newspaper, of course, the word journal out here in Las Vegas, and they've been around for a long time. So they have some stats, and then I think the other stats I'm going to share for you, one of them will be from Channel 8 News. So anyway, here we go. I came out here in 2014, almost 10 years ago, pretty much 10 years ago now, and with a leading from God to stay. I also have a family here, okay? So that was probably the main reason that God told me to come, because other things unfolded. That's why I said probably. Many other things unfolded, especially regarding ministry and now regarding a nonprofit that the Father has absolutely commissioned me to be involved in, to get out here, okay, to attain, because He wants to do some wonderful things. So when I came out here in 2014, I had always imagined, just like others, Las Vegas, that's Sin City. I even wondered if they had churches here. I remember literally wondering, do they have churches there? And they do. They have plenty of churches here. And they have some great pastors here and some great leaders and people that really care about God, care about the things that God cares about and about the Bible. But this is what I want to talk to you about today, okay? Because this is still a God move. It's still a God move for me, but it's enlarging the territory, all right? So what I found out, as I told you, I've been out here since 2014, then I went back home, and I came back again in 2021. So I was home for a few years, California being home, and then back in Vegas because God told me you didn't finish what you were supposed to do. So I came back here at the end of 2021. And these are the things that have unfolded for me. And so again, the things that I'm about to share with you are stats, the nonprofit that is already getting established for me. I am the CEO and founder, but the nonprofit's not for me. It's going to be for the precious souls that are by the wayside, that we sometimes turn in the other direction because just the heaviness and the grief of it, they're everywhere. And sometimes you get overwhelmed with the thought of homeless because, of the vast needs that they have. And we don't know all those needs. And we don't always know if we want to get involved with it. Is it going to be too much, for the responsibility of it? Dealing with another human being is a very large, it's a large responsibility. So let me share with you the stats that I found. So in January of this year, 2024, the population of homeless, according to the Las Vegas Review Journal, is 7,928 people or souls, okay? And they say that's a rise of over 56% in the last 3 years. So since about 2021, all right? And so I do know also, and I was hearing stories about many times them finding the bodies of the deceased homeless citizens near the tunnels. And we're talking underground tunnels, kind of like your canal, the canal thing. So many gather around I do know this because this is where I began seeing the population around the Las Vegas mission. So Las Vegas does have a mission, and more than one, I believe, but they definitely have mission, and they have a few shelters, but it's far too few to accommodate over 7,000, almost 8,000 homeless people. And so I do know that in the area of Main Street and Owens, there is a Catholic mission, there's a Las Vegas mission, and there's a women's shelter over in there. And I do believe there are some other homeless shelters down, kind of like in the downtown area. Okay, because you know what? People don't want homeless shelters and homeless people wandering in their neighborhoods. And that was one of the things I shared in the video prior that kept kind of fizzling out, was that when I got here and I would see these homeless people in these very beautiful brand new communities, some of them just gorgeous, new streets, new homes, beautiful trees I'm sure were purchased and brought here from somewhere else, and just new businesses, places, kind of the dream place. You say, I'd like to live in that neighborhood one day. When I would see homeless people, and it seemed odd to see them so far away from where people really want them to gather, would be an area of density where you don't have to maybe be convicted about seeing them in your neighborhood. Okay, and so the downtown Vegas area is where many of them, or most of them, congregate, and probably also so that kind of like their safety in numbers. You don't want to be somewhere off by yourself with far and few, from someone that does not have a zest for life and would not care about any harm coming to you. Okay, so that's one of the things I saw. And then the father said to me, he said, people come here and they lose their dreams. They come here thinking to make it big, thinking to make it rich, thinking to hit that lucky number, that lucky dice, and they don't. And they lose all that they have, and they end up homeless. And then, so with homelessness, then you're going to end up trying to find a way to get money. And then you get depressed because you've lost all your money. And so now you're drinking or you're getting high. And it's just kind of, it's a downward spiral of a how do I want to say, of a very poor life. And when I say poor, I really don't mean monetarily poor, but a downward spiral into a life that, a hopeless life. Okay. So, I remember that, brought tears to my eyes when the father said people come here and lose their dreams because they come here looking and thinking and hoping, and not just men, not just some man with a gambling addiction, but you have, a very huge population of trafficking here. So there are a lot of reasons that people are on the street, and people, that you may look right into their eyes as you're going from one casino to another and not realize that they're homeless, because they may not all look with ragged clothes and whatnot. And casinos do not want them. They're not going to want them in front of their places of business because it's going to turn some people away. So I tell you, these precious souls by the wayside are extremely valuable to God, and they should be valuable to us. Some of you that I'm talking to, you may even yourself have had relatives that were homeless, someone that you loved dearly, someone that meant so much to you. So this is something this is not a dream or a passion of mine that just came up. I've known about this for at least 10 years, that the father was going to, but I thought it was going to be in California, but it's here. This is where he wanted to start. All right. So Channel 8 News reported in August of 2022 that there are 600 miles of tunnels here where many of the homeless will stay underground. So see, for those that can't get to Cotabaja, I just remembered a young man that I met, he and his family, and I can't remember where they came from, but when I was working in a clinic a couple of months back, he said he and his family stayed by the train tracks. Good looking young man, clean. You would not, if you saw him in a store anywhere, you would not think that he was homeless. And so there are so many people that are not your, what we might consider common looking appearance of someone homeless. Okay, you can be standing right in front of a homeless person and not know. So the next stat I want to share with you, I've been on 10 minutes now, is June 2024. So that's this year. Okay, over a 6-month period, over 100 homeless people were found dead with no next of kin. And something else that I saw, I know the Father wanted me to see this, was that the missions that I mentioned to you earlier are right across the street from a large cemetery. And I remember riding through there and thinking, these people, so many of them that feel unloved, uncared for, this is what they'll see when they walk out of some of the missions, or walking to some of the missions and find out there's no more room, they've been filled for the day, and there's a cemetery over there. And when you ride up and down, I think it's Main Street, toward where the missions are, you will see them just congregated up and down the streets, you know, with their little bags and tents and canopies, and oh my, I tell you. So these people are precious to God. You know why? Because their soul is no less valuable than ours, than you and me. All right? So let me get to what will be better news. All right? So this nonprofit, it's already started, it's already begun. It's called ZionHeart Community Outreach Support. I know that's long. So I'll keep saying it, ZionHeart Community Outreach Support. And this is established, it's being formed to do just that. Take off the streets. I can't help everybody, but I can help a few. To take off the streets, women. I'm going to target the women. My nonprofit is going to begin, it'll begin with having resources, you know, food, clothing, water, resources and connections with agencies where I can say, hey, look, go to this agency and see what help you can get there. But the nonprofit that God gave me to be a part of at the head, it's like I'm trying to skate around saying that I am the founder and CEO of this thing. So I will be at the top. And of course, and I have family members that have also come on board to be a part of the officers that are going to help with this. So I want to just clarify with you, ZionHeart Community Outreach Support is already 501c3 cleared. So I'm already officially cleared by the IRS. I'm already cleared by the Secretary of State. And there are a couple of other agencies, planning and zoning and some other things that I'm doing right now as we speak. And I'm going to have to, commit to their requirements. So there's some things that are still manifesting regarding getting this off and running, and grant writers. So there are a lot of aspects to this. I didn't even know planning and zoning was involved. Somebody else would know that, but I didn't. So I'm finding out and learning a lot. And I'm also connecting myself with professionals and people in the industry that can help me with the building blocks of how to come to this. And let me tell you, God actually did that. I've been meeting people, not even by any effort of my own, that have nonprofits and that said to me, let me take you by the side, come here, I'll show you what you need to do so you can avoid the mistakes that I made. So is that not beautiful, and is that not God? It's called Angels, okay? So if any of you ever hear about Angels, the founder and CEO of that has a beautiful heart, all right? And she herself is involved with several nonprofits over them. She runs them. Okay, so she said she was going to take me under her wings and give me and show me the things that she didn't learn when she started. So I'm so grateful. Y'all can imagine. I'm very excited. There's a lot of work put into it. So I'm going to be serving the people in North Las Vegas, the North Las Vegas area, because that's the jurisdiction, that I picked. And like I said, this is off the ground. There's still some things that I need to do, and I need help. So if there are any of you that live in Las Vegas that want to volunteer some time, like I said, right now I do not have a building yet, but let me share with you my short-term plans is going to be to provide survival resources like food, clothing, and water, resources for job preparedness. Eventually that will come. Supplies, because as you know, homeless people, if you don't know, they're always needing like suitcases or what do you call it? Knapsacks, the backpacks. These kind of things are extremely helpful to them. And keep in mind, we're in hot Las Vegas, so it gets hot out here. So, the right kind of clothing, access to good cold water, and then something to carry it in. So you think about that the next time you serve a homeless person. It's more than just giving them a bottle of water, and a candy bar, because they're living on the streets and they don't have the accommodations you and I have, to be in our locked houses at night, sleeping in our warm beds, etc. All right. So my nonprofit, again, I will start with survival resources, and also, I will be ministering to them on the streets like that. But eventually, and I'm hoping it's very short term, to acquire a shelter. It might be small, but that'll be less people, less women that are worried about their safety, that are on the street. And so with that, I'll need to provide lots of things, not just food, clothing, and water, but with women, there are other things that will be needed as well. So please consider donating. I'm already set up for that. You can get in contact with me on Facebook, and I will let you know how you can donate to me. Donate to my organization, ZionHeart Community Outreach Support. Okay, every word of that was selected intentionally. I didn't just look for a name. Every word was purposefully selected. All right. So I said I wasn't going to be that long. This is 17 minutes. So I'm going to get ready to close this out. And please pray for those of you who pray. Please pray for ZionHeart Community Outreach Support. And if you can lend a hand, whether it's volunteering, I'm not ready for well, no, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that. Scratch that. I could really use financial support, because right now I've been, using my own resources financially, and I'm at that place where I can really use the support now. Like I said, it will be tax deductible, and it's for a worthy cause. Okay. And I'm expecting very shortly, because God is moving pretty fast, that you will see the fruit of the labor that we all can put in. Okay. God bless you so much. Thank you for joining me. And I believe that God is going to tug heavily at the hearts of some of you who maybe live right here in Las Vegas, who want to contribute, who want to be a part of it, a part of ZionHeart Community Outreach Support. I do have a website as well. Oh my gosh, let me see. So please go on my page as well. All that information is there. The website, how you can reach me on Facebook, my email address, and whatnot. And so some of you listening have my personal phone number. Okay. So you can call me, or you can text me, and please do as the Lord leads you. Okay. God bless you. God keep you. God make his face to shine upon you and give you peace. May God be gracious unto you. And please, keep these precious, precious souls that are related to us. We are all brothers and sisters of humanity, every one of us. And God does not think less of them than he does you and me, because we've had a productive life, or a fairly productive life. All right. God bless you. Thank you so much for your time. Please share this, because Facebook, sometime what happens with them. Okay, so please share this video and share this information. All right. Okay, thank you.